everybody. It's a hot one. Let's see. The truck mirror says 98. I believe it's hotter than that actually. My sunglasses are kind of melted, so that's always fun. But yeah, I just got off work. I think I'm gonna go check on the sweet corn to see how it's growing, because I haven't been out there in a couple days because I've been working on schoolwork, and I've been going to work and then going straight home and working on that, and I just haven't really felt like taking the time to go the extra 4 miles or whatever out around the block to go to the farm. Partly because of the gas, or the price of gas, and that, and I've just been trying to get home and get that done so I can enjoy my summer a little bit more. But you know, it is what it is. So I think I'm gonna go check out the sweet corn today. My guess is it's a lot taller than it was last time I was looking at it, because, well, the last 3 days have been really hot. Let's see, yeah, this is Wednesday, yeah. Last 3 days have been really hot, and the 2 days before that we got a bunch of rain, or 2 or 3 days before that, I don't remember. Those days are all running together. Anyway, we got a whole bunch of rain, and now it's extremely hot, so the corn's growing like weeds, pretty much. But yeah, I'll show you what it looks like here when I get there. Well, here it is, and then that over there is field corn. Sweet corn looks like it's doing pretty good for being planted as late as it was. I haven't got down and looked at it, but it's getting, I'd say most of it's V2 or V3. There's a little bit, like that guy right there, he's lacking, and that one and that one and that one's really lacking, but overall I'd say we're doing pretty good. Good stand for being planted with an antique. But the field corn, it's well, it's almost knee high. It'll definitely be knee high before the 4th of July. So. And this was, I forget what date this was planted, but it's yeah, this is our second field that we got planted. And then actually this little patch right here, he kind of did it as his test to make sure everything worked right before he left the yard, really, because the shop's right there, so pretty easy to stop and fix something. But yeah, all of this is, I'll walk out in the middle so I'm not in an end row even. But yeah, this stuff looks amazing for what it is, but this ground usually doesn't produce that well, but yeah, this looks fantastic. It's, I'm even in a low spot, but it's knee high. But there's a definite difference of which is planted. Huh. Somebody's been eating on that. Everybody around it looks fine except for that one. But I don't know if the camera picks it up that well or not. Because, well, right here, there's two really close to each other. One's about 6 inches shorter than the other. So, I mean, overall it looks, I'm pretty happy with it. It's got plenty of moisture. We got like 2.5 inches of rain, or 2 inches of rain 4 days ago. Ground's definitely drying out, but it's got plenty of moisture in it yet, so we'll be good for a little while. But by the end of this heat wave, we'll need some more for sure. And yeah, I just talked to Harm a little bit ago. He's out looking for more hay to cut. So yeah, it's a great time to do it because it's 100 degrees outside and I'm sweaty already. And all I've done is walk out in the field. But I have decided I want to go back here and look at these beans. I mean, beans aren't really, and I kind of know what I'm looking at when I'm looking at beans, but at the same time, I know corn a lot better than I do beans. Beans are kind of Harm's thing. We need some gravel in here to fill in these holes. This hay patch looks pretty good, but yeah, I know what I'm looking at, but at the same time, I can never remember all the little details about beans. I just seem to know corn a lot better. But yeah, we'll get out here. There's a mud hole all over my clean truck. But yeah, we'll get up here to the hill, even with the hill here, and I don't know if I'm gonna get out or not. I may just stay in the truck. I'm hot already. So these beans look pretty good. These were, I'm pretty sure, yeah, these were the first field planted. So yeah, these look pretty good. I really haven't found any holes anywhere to speak of, so that's a good thing. Harm did a good job planting. But yeah, everything's growing, everything's looking pretty good so far. As long as we keep getting the good amounts of rain we've been getting, this may not be a bad year. So this field, yeah, it kind of picks it up a little bit, but this field had rye on it. It was planted into rye. Yeah, these beans don't look near as good as those back there in the other field, but can't complain. Doesn't really look like the rye's been sprayed, but surely it has. Because it looks no deader than anything in the driveway here. But yeah, that's a big bird trying to hit my truck. Anyway, these beans don't look as good. I can't remember. I believe he came back here after he got that other field done. So these would have been the next planted. But like I said, I can't remember. Everything has been mushed together in my brain. So yeah, it's still muddy apparently. But yeah, these don't look, they're about half as tall with half as many leaves on them. So, and I believe they're both Flemish. I don't think they're the same variety, but they're both Flemish. So, but and it's the same ground, so oh well. Okay, we have hope, because these are taller than that field back there, and these were planted after that. So yeah, we've got hope. And these are, I believe, yeah, they're also Flemish beans. So, well, these are kind of short down here in the hole, but the county needs to come mow that roadside. I'll have to talk to Jason about that. But yeah, the rye is, I don't think it's been sprayed, so I'll have to ask Harm, but I don't think that rye's been sprayed. So if they would spray the rye off, that would help the beans out a lot, because that rye is taking a lot of nutrients from beans. So, well, yeah, once we get that squared away, they should be growing better. But yeah, that first field looked tremendous, and then these last three have been a little bit disappointing. But there might have been a rain shower between those, so yeah, they probably had a couple, 3-4 days between plantings, so that's fine. And this is the field that got planted at 3 o'clock in the morning. It looks pretty good too. It's not quite as tall as the stuff across the road, but especially right here. This is a pretty, oh, there's water standing there. This is a pretty wet corner right here. Actually, oh, there's Grandpa. He's been hauling corn. We'll back up and stay out of his way here. I'm sure he'll want to talk. He's been hauling a lot of corn because price is good and planting's over. So, well, I think he said $7.46 a bushel, and he's only hauling it 2.5 miles. So we could get more if we went up farther, but it's right there, and he can haul it all himself. Because if we go much farther, we're gonna have to get trucks, semis contracted and all that, and by the time you get the semi paid for, it's just as easy to drive the 2.5 miles and take a 20 or 30 cent loss. But you're just about as it evens out by then. So that's a few days later. I don't remember how many, but 2 or 3, I think. Anyway, the heat wave finally kind of broke a little bit, so I'm not working again. I've got a bunch of parts primed. I've got to paint them when they dry. Yeah, one row, I don't know what you call it, but half of one row, I guess, is ready to be painted and when that dries. So I'm going to the store to get a few supplies, and then I'll be back and hopefully I can get it painted tonight. So I am back finally. I went and got mixing cups. It's getting dark, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to paint anyway, at least get one side of that stuff done, just because I'm antsy and I want to get it done. So everything out there is primed. It's all been flipped over and primed on the other side, so it's ready for paint. I just gotta mix up paint and put the gun together, which actually I should probably do before I mix paint, now that I'm thinking about it. So yeah, we're gonna do that. This is my paint gun. It's I got it off of Amazon, but it's pretty much a Harbor Freight special. Me and Harm went together and bought this whole set. So since neither one of us will ever like be using them at the same time, and we'll use them once a year probably, we just decided we were gonna go ahead and split it and just do it that way. I mean, we painted his 806 with him, and we painted the sideboards on the grain cart with it, and a few other things, but other than that, we bought them when we started the 806 project, and we've used them a handful of times, but nothing really extravagant. So I'm gonna go plug my air compressor and let it build air while I'm mixing paint. So I got first coat on all this stuff. I'll have to flip it over and paint the other side, but I may have to paint this side again depending on how it looks in the daylight. But it right now in this flashlight it doesn't look bad, but I'm gonna leave it here for tonight. It's not supposed to rain. It's really not supposed to be dewy, so I'll leave it here and let it dry, and then I'll look at it in the morning. Well, it's the next day. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. I've really just kind of been letting this stuff sit in the sun and bake, because it wasn't dry when I came out this morning. It was pretty well dry, but it was still a little soft. And all this stuff I've got primed. This is going to be red, but it's a little windy to paint today, so unless the wind dies down, we'll have to wait until it's not as windy. And then I've been disassembling this side. This bar goes on the inside over there. I've taken it out and turned it around so I can get to the bolts, because they're all on this side against the tractor, so you couldn't get to them very easy. So I took it apart and turned it around. I believe all I've got left to take apart here is this last shank, and then that'll be ready, and I can get all these parts prepped and ready for paint. And then I've got the bolts loose on the turning mechanism, but I haven't taken it apart yet. I want to get all this done first, so I've got something to hold it on. But once I get this done, I can get that done. She's coming together. Well, she's coming apart, I guess, but I'm taking it apart to put it back together. So I've got the steering arm taken out here. It goes here, and then the other one on the other side, it legs in, and then it attaches to that right there and steers this stuff back and forth. So I've got that apart, and it needs wire wheeled, and then I'll get it ready for paint. This is the inside arm for that side, and then all of this stuff has been painted. And then here's all the rest of the stuff for that side. It's been primed, and I painted the stand red. I have yet to find anywhere where it tells me what color they are, so I figured red would make it pop. So, and this stuff, I actually found a little bit of red paint left on it, so that's red. But the rest of this stuff will be blue, just like that. And I've got all that stuff turned over. That's been sitting for 2 days. It's nice and cured up. So I've got it turned over, and it'll be ready for paint. And I've got to turn a few parts over here and prime the backside of them. But other than that, it's ready for blue. So I had a little bit left from the other night that I didn't get quite painted out, and I was out of stuff to paint. So I just left it in the mixing cup and covered it with saran wrap and put it in the fridge. And then I got it back out a few minutes ago, and of course I'll have to get that out. But I got that out, and put a little thinner in it because it got fairly thick. There we go. Just like that. And yeah, put a little thinner in it and then sprayed that out. I've got quite a bit done, but of course I ran out. I was about 3/4 done with what I needed to do, so I'll mix up another batch here, and I'll have some left over, but I'll put it back in the fridge, and I will save it for the rest of this, because I'll have plenty. I've still got plenty left to paint on these, so it's not like I won't use it. Well, it's dark again, and I just got done painting. I got the gun cleaned up and got it put away. I actually put it away in the case because this place is a mess, and I'm going to try to clean it up a little bit before I go to work. I go back to work tomorrow. So I'm going to try to pick things up a little bit, let that stuff tack up. It's not supposed to rain until Wednesday, so I'll probably leave it out there tonight, and then I'll check on it when I get back from work tomorrow. It's supposed to be hot all week, so I don't know what's going to happen after or next week, so time will only tell. I think, yeah, it's supposed to rain on Wednesday, but other than that, I think it's pretty clear. And then, I believe, yeah, as of right now, I'm going to Red Power Roundup on Friday. So, that'll be fun. I've never been. It'll be a whole new experience. But, yeah, other than that, I really don't have much going on this week. I got a little schoolwork I need to do. But other than that, I think all I've got to do is work on this all week. Hopefully nothing else comes up. But this video, I'm sure, is plenty long enough by now. So with that, I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment and whatnot, all that fun stuff. And we will see you in the next one.